Heartiest welcome to Global Talk Show by Business Spar Academy, Netherlands. And today, now, once again, we have another enlightening guest today, and she is going to make this process, this course, this journey super amazing, super awesome by her inspirational impact, inspirational journey, and she's going to touch thousands of lives today. So are you excited? And I am super awesome excited, superbly. Let's move on. Welcome, Savannah Rush, to our show today. It's a great privilege and honor to host you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, Savannah, people know you as a podcast queen. When I was going through your bio, your influence on LinkedIn and social media, I was astonished. And to begin with this journey, which is incredible and enlightened one, Savannah, everybody's so excited to know what's the secret behind this strong woman and a successful entrepreneur podcast queen. So kindly enlighten us your beautiful journey.
My journey is like I give God all the praise and all the glory, and I pray somebody gets to just want to discover their true identity in Christ when they hear my story. Want to make sure they're connected to the right people and have the right people around. So my life journey and my life story it actually started when I turned 15 years old. That was the day I gave my life to God. And then before that, I went through a lot of brokenness. I went through a lot of abandonment issues. I went through a lot of not knowing my true identity. And so it all started at 15 when I gave my life to God, and I went on that journey of discovering me. And what came with that was I was already a kids leader, and I already had my own blog, which is Savannah Inspiration. So I was already doing something, but I wasn't, how you said, people wasn't seeing the gifts that was placed on my life. It was just that, people tried to box that up. And so it changed when I met, had on the show before a Dr. Prophetess Natasha Jones. She came into my life, and that was the person that saw me and came up to me and was like, look, I see more on your life. This is not the place that you're supposed to be at, because we were serving at the same church at the time. So she saw something in me that everybody else overlooked. She was like, you got so much greater in you. And then when that happened, everything took off for me. I started doing my podcast, Darvin King Podcast. And what that means is that's a podcast to teach other people, or teach other people about, learning their true identity in God, learning that, what they bring to the table, learning that they matter, learning that their voice matters, that their voice has power and stuff like that. So that's what came about Darvin King Podcast. And then I started being an author, and then I started doing so much stuff. So it really matters who you're connected to, who you have in your life, knowing that God created you for a purpose, knowing that the gifts that He's placed on your life is not meant to be boxed in, and it's meant for people to, it's meant for you to be like, hey, this is what I can do and stuff. And so when I first learned my true identity in God, and I was connected to the right person, and that's when stuff started to flow. Like I said, the podcast, being an author, being an ocean advocate, everything came into place.
Great one. And I must say, that's the beautiful, incredible, amazing, awesome journey of this podcast queen, which we are seeing the live talk show, and she is inspiring billions, millions today who is watching this show today and will be going to watch this show later on. So this is amazing, Savannah, and I must say, people should learn a great zest from your life, which I'm seeing this, and the way you told about such a roller coaster ride in such a beautiful, lucid manner. So this is really, really awesome one, Savannah. Well, Savannah, we talked about your journey, short and crisp and lovely. But after reaching at this, you can say a success, height of success, where you are today, it's a prestigious place. And for this prestigious place, Savannah, you have faced a lot of challenges in life, I am sure, pretty sure.
Absolutely.
So can you please tell me what kind of challenges you had faced in your life and how did you overcome those challenges? So it will be a pretty awesome answers for our global audience.
I done had a lot of challenges. I done had the challenge of finding my voice because for too long I had a voice, but I was so scared to step up. I was so scared to be shy. But we're in a time now you have to use your voice. You have to, not be scared to step up and use your voice. So that was one of the challenges I had made, especially if you want to do like your own business and stuff, you have to be okay with stepping in front of the camera. You have to be okay with getting out of your comfort zone because God moves when you're uncomfortable. So I had to learn how to break loose from my shyness. I had to learn how to use my voice. I had to learn, not to let nobody even box in your voice because sometimes people make you feel like your voice doesn't matter. I went through the challenge of just loving who I am because a lot of times, you want you're not really comfortable in the skin that you are. So I had to go through that challenge because, like I said, I went through a lot of identity crisis, like not loving my skin, not appreciating or loving who I see in the mirror. So I went through that kind of challenge. Let's see. It's so many challenges I went through. I think the main one that I done went through is mainly connecting with the right folks. Because a lot of times in the past, especially when you're doing podcasting, you want to make sure you're connected to the right people. When you're being in part of books and stuff, you want to make sure you're connected to the right people. And back then I was connected to the wrong ones. That's how I didn't grow in that, I didn't grow in the way that God intended for me to grow because I was connected to the wrong ones. And so I think those was the three main challenges that I have faced: learning to love myself, learning to find my voice, and learning how to have those boundaries, not let everybody have access to me that ain't supposed to have access to me, because that will really drain you. So I think those three are the main like struggles that I done been through when it comes to this journey of, just finding myself because that one back then I didn't have those type of boundaries.
This is awesome, Savannah. And yes, when we talk about challenges, some people, for them, challenges, it can break them. But for some people, challenges really make them. And I see that you have been made by your challenges. You have been made a strongest woman by your pains. And you dare to move on in your dreams, to accomplish it day and night. And that's what you are today, Savannah, a strong, inspiring global icon where people are watching you live, and female leaders, they are going to get a lot of inspiration. Savannah, people, mostly feminine leaders, they are just, sometimes they just give up in their life. They are emotionally wrecked down, financially wrecked down, and they just think, okay, let's give up in the life. But I am sure after watching your incredible journey, they are going to once again revive their emotions, revive their energy, and they are going to move on in life with your inspiring journey. So thank you so much for this great answer, Savannah. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Well, Savannah, now we come to our third question, and this is really, really interesting. Since I have introduced you as the podcast queen, because you are running your two podcasts and you are doing wonderful job. So this is the time to know about your work, your profession, and kindly enlighten what kind of podcast you run and how people can leverage your podcast and make a wonderful appearance on virtual platform.
I actually have three podcasts that I'm doing. I have Darby King podcast that airs Fridays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. They can listen to that on Anchor, Spotify, Breaker, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. So Darby King is easy to find. I just launched my second podcast, Stand for Oceans podcast. And for all the listeners that don't know, I'm actually an ocean advocate. And I'm also going to school at the University of South Alabama to get my degree in marine biologist. So my podcast is Stand for Oceans podcast. It's a podcast where I bring a lot of guests on. So if anybody, you love animals, you love the environment, you can come on as well. You can email me at stand_oceans@gmail.com. That's where I talk about wildlife, animal, plastic pollution, and so much stuff because I'm on this journey to get my marine biologist degree. And I'm also an ocean advocate of Oceana, only one in Solar Alliances. So that's another part of my life as well. And I have a brand new podcast that's coming out called A Father's Love. And what that is about is, for a lot of people that know, I got raised by a single parent. My mom and my grandmother raised me, and my dad wasn't around. So that's what inspired Father's Love, because when I discovered God's love for me, that filling the gap that I was missing from the role my dad was supposed to do. So that is coming out soon. I'm gonna give a few details on my Facebook that y'all can, follow and give details that I can have people that come in. I'm gonna have small groups when it comes to that, and also I'm gonna have a group as well that people can get connected to, because there's a lot of daughters out there that's hurting because daughters really need their fathers. Like, being a father is way more than a title. And also I work at an aquarium. I work at the Dolphin Island Sea Lab Aquarium. That's something that I also do on Thursdays. I'm opening up my own boutique store coming soon called Audreyuna Boutique. I love fashion and stuff like that, so that's what inspired that. I just got through authoring the book. If y'all want to check that out, it's actually with my mentor, Dr. Prophetess Natasha Jones. She has a book called Feed Your Happy, and y'all need to get that book on Amazon. She is amazing, and she's got so much stuff that she's doing and so much projects that y'all have to check out that she's doing. And I'm also a kids leader. I do that at church. I'm gonna start my journey of teaching the kids and the youth, because it's just so important, because God is just doing so much amazing things in their lives, and they're really stepping up and finding their purpose and finding their voice. I also have a blog called Savannah Inspirations, and I also have a new blog coming out called A Father's Love that is coming soon. And I'm also an anointed scriber. So if anybody needs like any conferences where you need a scriber to write down like word from word, anything, well, I got you. And you can find that all on my Facebook, Savannah Audreyuna Rouge.
This is amazing, Savannah. And here I would love to connect my global audience with Savannah. You can find her on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, and she is doing an amazing job by her 3 podcasts. And this is really wonderful. So if you all want to connect with her and make your journey super awesome, amazing, successful, I think I am getting short of all the beautiful vocabulary, beautiful adjectives of the words when I'm talking about her journey. And this is really, really awesome. So I'm so happy, Savannah, the work which you are doing for the humanity, for the society. And trust me, you were inspiring each and every day all the women who wants to do something in their life. Because as we know, few weaker section of the society says women are weak, women can't do this thing, that thing. But after seeing your journey, inspiring journey, motivating journey, I can say, being a woman, I am proud of ourselves. And here we get on to cheer up the feminism, you can say, there is no need of word called women empowerment. If I see lovely lady like you, Savannah, you are doing a fabulous job, and I heartfelt thanks to you for inspiring today millions of people today. Thank you so much. Well,
Thank you.
moving to this lovely journey of Global Talk Show, Savannah, now it's time to know about your beautiful dreams, which you have planned in the upcoming years. So you can say, let's know about your mission, your vision, and what are your plans?
Oh, I got a whole list. It never stops with me. My plan is to take a lot of missionary trips. I love working with kids. As you know, I said I'm a kids leader now. I love working with kids, and it's just so important because they're the future and stuff. And like I said, especially now in the season that we're in, I just want to give back to kids and just work with kids. So in the future, I'm planning on taking a lot of missionary trips because I'm called to do missionary as well. I'm planning on doing a lot of book clubs. I want to do so many book clubs mixed in with the whole Darva King podcast and all the podcasts that I have coming out. I want to travel a lot. I want to see so many different places and stuff because I really haven't traveled or anything. So I want to connect with all type of people. That's one of my dreams. I love connecting with people. I love meeting new people and just seeing just how God is doing something different in everybody's life because everybody's on their journey, on their different kind of journey. I'm planning on, I'm planning on going a little further in my degree of being a marine biologist. I plan on traveling, doing that, going into classrooms, telling kids about animals and stuff like that. I'm planning on taking a lot of Daughter of a King trips and stuff like that, expanding small groups around the place, and also doing a lot of stuff for the homeless as well. That's one of my hearts that I've been wanting to do. Like I just want to give back and stuff like that. And there's so much stuff that I want to do that I can't
Yeah,
even
so
just.
much to do. It's not coming in the mind, but there are so many plans. And Samana, really, it will be a great thing. So when I meet you next time, you will tell me, yes, I have accomplished my this dream. I have accomplished my that dream. And that's going to happen because positive affirmations creates miracles. And I reciprocate the same, Savannah, because as far as I know, you are the favorite child of God because I have seen it. This trust, the belief in God, which I can see in your life. And when you truly devote yourself to Almighty Lord, your all problems get solved. And instead of problems, you will see a lot of doors of opportunities, of golden opportunities are being getting open one by one. So that's all I can see. And a beautiful door is open for you. That's your bright future. And I really, really congratulate you and wish you all the best for your future endeavors. And you are going to rock in the world. That's it. Awesome
Yeah,
one.
I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
great one, Savannah. And after energizing this show, my global audience, and of course, me too, now, before I say a lovely goodbye to lovely Savannah, everybody is waiting for your a powerful, impactful message. And I would love to hear what's Savannah powerful message.
I like to tell everybody to love who you are, love the lane that you are in. Don't let nobody tell you that you have to be this or that. Long as God, you turn your focus on God. That's all that matters. He is who made you, so therefore that's where your validation comes from. That's where your confirmation comes from. Whatever God has done put in your heart to do it. Do not procrastinate because he has a plan for you. He's telling you to do this for a reason. And he sees a lot further out than we do. So if he tells you to build that podcast, do it. If he tells you to sign that job application, do it. If he tells you you need to move from this job and go all the way into another job or have to travel somewhere for another job, do it. It's just that faith-based season that it's just time to make the jump. I had to learn that because for too long I procrastinated and I slept on myself for too much to where I missed out on a lot of stuff to where now I'm woke and I'm like, I can't miss out on the things that God has for me. So if anybody's, been procrastinating on doing this and that, or having doubts, or letting the enemy make you think that you can't do it, I'm telling you to do it. Like, somebody needs to see and somebody needs to know what it is that you are doing, whether that be, like I said, in a sports, a podcast, a blog, coming on Facebook Live, whatever it is. I encourage you to do it, because just like somebody encouraged me, I encourage you. There is so much more in you. Don't let nobody put you in a box. Don't let nobody put your voice in the box. You was created for so much more than what you're selling for. God gave that gift to you for a reason. God put that assignment on your life for a reason. So, just love who you are. Don't try to be nobody else but yourself. Because for too long, like I said, I wasn't comfortable in the skin that I was in. I wasn't comfortable, and I didn't think people need to hear that word that was in my belly, but people needed to hear exactly what God brought me from, because I do not look like the things that I have been through. So, use your voice. And I don't, even if you're tuning in and you're like 5 years old, you still have a voice. If you're tuning in and you're 13 years old, you still have a voice. It don't matter what age you are, your voice is important. And also, it's important to be around the right people. If you're feeling drained, if you're feeling burnt out by people, then those are not your people. If you're rooting for them, they're never rooting for you, that is not your people. If they're not, encouraging you, motivating you like you're doing for them, that is not your people. If you're celebrating them, they're not celebrating you, then that's not your people. So it's important to find your people. It's important to know who you're connected to, because you will know if you're connected to the right person. If you're not growing, you're not connected to the right person. Because I had to learn that, because back then when I was connected to the wrong people, I wasn't growing. So God had to bring in the right person, which I'll say again, because I want y'all to follow her, is Dr. Prophetess Natasha Jones. She was that person that I needed in my life, that saw something in me and just lit that flame and that light bulb in me to where I am now, to where I'm doing all the things I'm doing. So make sure you're connected to the right people. Make sure that you love yourself. Make sure that you know that your voice has power. And, and that's what I leave y'all with.
Wow. I think after listening your, powerful message, people are not going to have any coffee or energy drink. Trust me, Savannah, because your message is full of energy, full of life, and full of happiness, and most important, full of hope. Nowadays, people have lost their hope in their personal life or professional life. But I'm sure after listening your powerful, amazing message, they are going to fill up with their life and they are going to move up in their life. So thank you so very much once again for coming to our show and enlightening everybody's life and making everyone's motivated. And I'm sure people would love to watch this show over and over again and again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, global audience, how can I forget you? So thank you so much for always inspiring us, motivating us, loving us. Keep doing that. Stay happy, hail and hearty. Bye-bye for now.